Welcome to the Cambridge Tech Podcast, talking all things technology from the heart of the UK's tech capital. Here are your hosts, Faye Holland and James Parton.
Hi, I'm Faye, and it's just me this week. My co-conspirator, James, has injured himself, so he's completely out of circulation. So we send him lots of love and care and nice things, and he'll be like, really hating that, but there you go. I'm hoping he's back next week because I'm on holiday for the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, it'll be a musical interlude for the introduction and the news segment and then straight into the episode. See, I just amuse myself when I'm talking to myself anyway. Right, moving on. Let's do the news for this week. And I think there's 3 stories here for you. The first is actually more of a one to watch, maybe a little bit gossipy. I was messaged twice last week to keep my eyes on a company called Cusp AI. So here's the scoop via our friends at Business Weekly. There are rumours abound that Cusp AI is looking at an impending $100 million investment in the business from Temasek, Singapore's state-owned investment fund, and Silicon Valley fund NEA. It would be the biggest investment ever made in a Cambridge startup, Business Weekly believes. Cusp AI have not confirmed this and have advised that they will when there's news to announce, so watch this space. Just a little bit of context and background on Cusp AI. Their vision is to eradicate the forever chemicals planet-wide, which potentially cause severe damage to human health. Cusp AI have developed molecules that are designed to break down man-made chemicals which remain in the environment to the potential detriment of human health. And it was founded by ex-Google AI researcher Dr. Chad Edwards and machine learning expert Professor Max Wellings. Cusp AI raised $30 million just months after its formation last year in 2024. Such is the reputation of its founders and the apparently limitless potential of its proposition. Early investors of Cusp AI included Hoxton Ventures, Basis Set Ventures and Lightspeed Venture Partners. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some more news on that later. But it's good to, hear of a company that looks like they're doing extremely well. Next, we have intelligent information management company SimSage, whose AI-driven platform is winning widening acclaim, and they have won a small but significant contract in the country of its birth, New Zealand, and are pursuing much more both here and throughout Europe from their base in St John's Innovation Centre. The company provides AI-powered intelligent information management platforms that help businesses improve efficiency and reduce risk by finding, categorizing and automating information across various internal systems like SharePoint, Google Drive and iManage. Crikey, don't we need help with that? And finally, Cambridge Tech Week has unveiled the 5 startups that will go head-to-head in its Innovation Alley pitching competition this September. They are Cambridge Surgical Models, Illumian, Kodiak Technologies, Reclinker and Squish, and they will all present on the Startup to Scale Up Day on Wednesday, the 17th of September. They will pitch to a panel of hand-selected investors that include podcast friend Amy Weatherup, who's an angel investor and exited founder, Isabel O'Keefe from Mercury VC, Richard Lewis from Foresight Group, and Michael Jackson, who's a VC and entrepreneur. And no doubt we'll pick this up and talk about that with Paula in a moment. So let's move on to today's episode, where we're joined by Paula Rogers-Brown, a huge contributor in the Cambridge ecosystem, and who today is wearing her hat as part of the Cambridge Tech Week Steering Committee. Hi, Paula. Welcome to the podcast. It's your first appearance with us.
Thank you so much, Faye, for having me. Delighted to be here.
Absolutely. So we have got just under 4 weeks to Cambridge Tech Week. It's taking place between the 15th and 19th of September across a range of really iconic venues. So you're here representing the steering committee. How's the steering committee feeling about it?
We're feeling really great about it this year, Faye. Really building on the success of last year 3 now for Cambridge Tech Week, and really building on the success, deepening our focus this year with our AI Advantage theme. Really excited. 4 weeks to go. Program is looking hot.
It is, absolutely. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. You just mentioned the theme, seizing the AI advantage. How did that come about?
There were lots of discussion, actually, even at Tech Week last year, about what we were going to focus on for this year. And there were lots of different big challenge topics that we were in discussion with. But AI, if we think about what the strengths are of not just the Cambridge ecosystem, but the hot topic right now across technology itself, deep tech, etc. So that one, it really bubbled to the surface, and one that we could actually explore across a range of areas such as climate tech, clean tech, quantum semiconductors. We could really tease out AI across all of those key topic areas, which are a good focus for us.
And I love the fact you said that you even started thinking about that at last year's event. And I know, and I'm not going to say what it is, I know that you've already planned what the theme is for next year as well.
Absolutely. We are already talking about next year and what we're going to do in 2026. You have to, really. It's such a big event. It's across a whole week. So we really want to make sure that we pack in as much as we possibly can and get those big speakers as early as possible. So yeah, 2026 is already looking good in terms of key topic anyway.
Perfect. Let's go back to this year in a month's time, and we're going to run through the programme for listeners so it gives you a really good overview. But let's start with a couple of things that are new for this year, and I believe Tech Futures is taking on a whole new vision for this year as well.
Indeed, it is. Yes. So that's been really built in, looking at the next generation and really getting them involved across the week. And Anne Bailey's been working really quite closely with the team to develop that Tech Futures. What does it look like? How will it feel? And who's going to be involved in it? So that is a really exciting focus, and we really want to build on that going forward. So that's an exciting part of Cambridge Tech Week this year.
Yeah, and I think, so you've mentioned, and Form the Future and Tech Educators are both leading that. And the numbers that they're bringing, it's 240 young people, sixth formers, students, that type of number, which is triple on last year, which is absolutely outstanding, isn't it?
It is amazing. It is amazing the work they've done to get those numbers at that level. So we really want those young people to have a fantastic experience. So anybody attending Cambridge Tech Week, do engage with our young people that are attending the various sessions in Innovation Alley, because we want them to be excited and engage with the whole event and the technology around them.
Yeah, they're 100% welcome to be there, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So another new thing that's happening is the pitching competition has made it to the main stage as well.
Thank goodness. Yes, really excited for this. And there are 5 great finalists lined up covering a range of topics, as you know, Faye. So having the pitching session on the main stage for Innovation Alley, yeah, really looking forward to that. And the topics they're covering, we've got a good range from clean tech, med tech and climate tech. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, and I just mentioned actually in the news update who those companies are and the people that have the interesting job of picking one of them. And actually the judges get to pick one winner, but the audience gets to pick the other. So those that are actually physically in the room will be shown a QR code, and then they actually get to pick. So there's the judge's choice and there's the audience choice. So will they be the same? Will they be different? I mean, who knows?
I love it. Love that idea. So I would definitely be in the audience for that, because that is, for me, great.
So may I just say then, get your ticket. Because
Absolutely.
I think it's a wait list now for the Wednesday, for the Startup to Scale Up Day, which is phenomenal. You're sitting there like preening because you're in the steer car and you're like, that's brilliant news. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm panicking because everyone is going to want to go and there's going to be a wait list.
I think that's a great thing.
And then the other thing to shout about is there's a coach of people going to Norwich, which I think is really interesting, because Cambridge Tech Week is literally a tech week that happens to be located in Cambridge. But we have such amazing other places and activities that go on around the region, Norwich being one of them. So they actually had the 2 winners last year in the pitching competition. And so there's a day going to Norwich on the Friday. And that's really about people that are interested in making investment into Norwich as well. So I think that's a very different approach for the Friday as well.
It really is. And the Norwich team have really been closely involved in curating that whole day. Again, I think from an engagement perspective, like you said, Faye, Tech Week is spreading out across the region and taking in what is going on. So having Norwich involved as heavily as they are this year, we wanted to really showcase what they've been doing. I think it's a really great and fantastic opportunity to showcase what's going on.
And maybe the Steerco next year might want to have Fridays, because I think it's innovation beyond borders or something like that. Yeah. Maybe we could have a trip going to Oxford, because we've got the Oxcam ARC thing. We've got Manchester. We've got all of these other pockets of collaborations across the UK. So who knows, Cambridge Tech Week could take its wings even further.
Indeed.
So let's move on with the programme then. So we've got some pretty impressive keynotes on the programme as well. A couple of them here. I don't know if you want to talk about any of them. So we've got Sir Nick Clegg coming in, talking about the geopolitics of AI. We've got Margaret Heffernan coming in on Innovation Landscape Day, and Daniel Hume on building successful startups also on the Wednesday. We've got, everyone knows David Cleaver here. He's featured heavily on the podcast in the past. He's talking about his most recent book on serendipity. So any of those particularly you're going to be getting a front row seat for?
Oh, absolutely. Margaret Heffernan in particular is my pick for Tuesday, giving that early afternoon keynote. Really looking forward to what she's got to say. She's got a broad range of topics of coverage. So yeah, looking really forward to that one. We have Eben Upton on the Wednesday, giving a keynote, obviously founder of the Raspberry Pi Foundation, and that's the Startup to Scale Up Day. So really interested to see what he's got to say about their journey so far and what advice he can give to others that are on that journey too, looking back on it. And there are others as well that you've mentioned that are just, we've packed out that programme with a lot of keynotes and panel discussions. Yeah, looking forward to those.
Yeah, definitely. And the Margaret Heffernan one is in the Corn Exchange. So this is following in the footsteps of David Bowie and Oasis and all of those other peoples that have performed on that stage. And these people are on the Corn Exchange stage, which I think it just shows how much Cambridge Tech Week has grown that we can now fill a venue like that.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So let's quickly walk through the themes of the day, because actually, if you look at the entirety of the week, it would be fantastic if people come for the entire week. But actually, we respect, I guess, that people are busy. And so they might choose to come for certain days. So I think it's nice just to give people a bit of a tour of the days. So let's start in a very logical place, and that being Monday, which is the Welcome to Cambridge Day.
Yeah. So the Welcome to Cambridge Day on the Monday is really looking at exploring innovation ecosystems and looking at it quite broadly, looking at what is going on in other areas of the country. You've talked previously, Faye, about Manchester in the northwest, Oxford and other places. So it's really looking at the AI ecosystem across the UK and exploring quite deeply how are other people implementing or incorporating AI within their innovation ecosystems? What are they doing to support companies? What are they doing as corporates in that space as well? So I think you really get a good flavour of that innovation landscape on the Monday.
Perfect. We've got great support. That will be hosted actually here in the Bradfield Centre and the Cambridge Science Park, St John's Innovation Centre are all behind that day as well. So on Tuesday, we go to Innovation Landscape, which I guess is open to everybody.
Absolutely. That's going to be the big broad brush event on the Tuesday and some real picks. You've got a panel looking at how you can deliver public good with transformational tech. Then you've got NVIDIA and Meta talking. There's a panel that's going to be exploring the AI and the future of work, which I'm really looking forward to. I hope they can tell us all what we're going to be doing in the next decade or so. And it's really looking at how you can turn innovation into acceleration throughout that Tuesday.
Yeah, and we've got great support there from Cambridge Consultants and PwC as well. Moving on to Wednesday, we've already spoken about this. This is where Eben's going to be and the pitching competition is going to be backed by Cambridge Enterprise and Spark Capital. So this is much more about startup to scale-ups, right?
Indeed it is. So on the Startup to Scale Up Day, we've got a panel on how to build the next generation of unicorns. It'd be really great to hear from 52 North Health and CMR Surgical looking at their journey over the past decade. There's a fireside chat This one is great. With the award-winning game studio, Super Evil Megacorp. And we've got Christian Segastrale, who's their former CEO and exec chair, in that fireside chat talking about their journey as a game studio and how they've been incorporating AI and what they see for the future. You've got another panel on scaling without borders, taking a real international flavour on that one. And of course, we've got the Innovation Alley pitching session. Definitely, folks, this is a really great day to come to.
Yeah, and I hear you've got a really good MC for that day as well.
Oh, I believe we do.
Moving swiftly on. Okay, so Thursday is Tech Deep Dives. So this is really for the more technically minded, where it's going to do exactly what it says on the tin.
Indeed it is. And I think if you are looking at some real sector focus, this is your conference within a conference type of day, when we'll be covering clean tech. There's sessions on that, keynotes and panels, and some live company pitches in the clean tech sessions. Agri-tech as well. They're going to be looking at the future of food and how AI technology can help meet rising demand and be resilient in the face of climate change. You've got whole health and med tech session as well. And of course, speaking to the heartland of what we do within Tech Week, quantum and semiconductors. And of course, there's the big tech debate as well. Yeah, again, another whole packed day of exploration, but some real sector focus for those that are looking for the specialisms.
Yeah, and kudos as well to the partners that have actually helped to put that day on. So we've had Cambridge Clean Tech, Carbon 13, Agritech E. Rupert Baines has really led the quantum semiconductor and photonics, and Uday Padkar for medtech. And it's just, again, testament to get the real diversity of content, and for it not to be Cambridge centric, you kind of outsource to the people that are specialists in those areas. And I must do a shout out to Mills and Reeves as well, who are doing the big tech, sponsoring the big tech debate, which is always a very interesting session. And we've already talked about Friday going over to UEA with Norwich Research Park as well. It's a pretty chocker week in terms of the main programme, but that's not all of it.
No.
So let's talk about what I have aptly called the beating heart of Cambridge Tech Week, Innovation Alley.
Innovation Alley, indeed. Over 2 days this year, we are so lucky and super proud that we've got Innovation Alley over 2 days. One day last year was just not enough to explore and discuss with all of the exhibitors in the showcases. So really happy that it's over 2 days this year. So we invite everybody to come, dip your toe, explore, exchange, connect and collaborate with all the people involved in Innovation Alley. It's going to be spectacular this year.
Yeah, and I think the best word for last year was carnage. And I think you're right. You were having lots of conversations, but you also didn't want to miss out on the next conversation you were having. So the 2 days, I think, is really good. And it's got a lot of support as well. So we have PEM, UEA, CADFEM, who have really backed Innovation Alley. And it's not just the exhibiting companies. So let me just run through a few of them. We've got the likes of Forefront RF, Second Mind, Lividium, Prospectral, Hooten Bio, Spotter, Biotrip Therapeutics, Zizo. There are just so many companies. I think at last count, it's 53.
Wow.
And we are still getting people knocking on the door. So the poor events team are literally trying to rejuggle the floor plan all the time. So although it's over 2 days, it's probably double the size as well of last year. And what I like about it is all the lunches and the breaks are all going to be held in Innovation Alley. So literally anyone who's getting a ticket needs to get a bolt-on ticket for Innovation Alley, because that is where everything is actually going to be happening.
Yeah, and that's one of the key things in having it over 2 days as well. With that number of exhibitors showcasing as well, it means you don't have to rush through. You can really have those conversations and make those connections at leisure. So please, if you're attending, get that bolt-on ticket, as Faye said, and make sure you do visit Innovation Alley.
Yeah, for sure. Other networking, so we've got Innovation Alley, but there's also a Tech Leaders Dinner and the gala reception as well, isn't there?
Yes, there is. So the Tech Leaders Dinner on the Tuesday evening will be a great convening of a range of people from across technologies at the dinner to network and connect and collaborate. And then the Thursday is the drinks reception. Again, everybody that's attending, welcome to come along to the gala drinks reception. And it's just a way to draw breath from the heady part of the week and just share your experiences of being involved in Cambridge Tech Week.
Yeah, we've been nattering now for a little while about the programme. There is just so much on, isn't there? How do you think the listeners are feeling before we get into the last few bits?
Oh, I think excited. A lot to mull over. I wouldn't wait until the last minute to take your picks and create your own menu of what you're going to attend. Really look at it quite closely because there is so much. But what we've tried to do this year, which I think we've been able to achieve, is to get a real sense of if you've only got half a day, there's half a day for you on Tuesday or half a day on the Wednesday. Or, you know what, I've only got the afternoon, so I'm going to that in particular. So we've really tried to chunk the days up so that people can flex and be in the office in the morning, in Tech Week in the afternoon, or vice versa, and really try to help people along with their shaping up their own menu for attending Cambridge Tech Week.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good thing. And with that in mind, there are also a whole range of roundtables and workshops and other highlighted events. There's loads of fringe events underway, as you would expect as well. But I would say, again, don't wait, because the roundtables and those more specialist events, the deadline for those is the 31st of August. And I think there's probably about 15, 20 of those bespoke events too. So they're more things like, if you are a leader of an organisation and you're looking at tech adoption, how are you going to go about it? So they're even more specialist areas. And then obviously the fringe. The fringe is there to support the main programme and add that diversity and flexibility as well.
Yeah, the fringe events are always great. Do not do what I did last year and wait and think, okay, that's fine, and not be able to get into the fringe events you wanted to. So this year I've signed up early to get into a couple of fringe events. So I'll be dipping in and out of some of the main sessions to get to a fringe event. But there's a great range on. Do look at the website and check them out and really see what you want to go to as a fringe in addition to the main programme.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so final comment I think needs to go to something else that's new for this year, which is the Steerco made a decision to support some charities. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, and it's all about paying forward, really, Faye. With great events like Cambridge Tech, we have the opportunity to really act in a benevolent way. And we wanted to do that and be sincere about it, because for us, the charities that have been chosen for this year really show some of the strengths of the Cambridge ecosystem. It was really a no-brainer. And I think, as someone on the Steerco has already said, Cambridge is a place where you get innovators, you get visionaries, and you get adventurers, and they're all really made of the same stuff. So for us, in supporting these charities, really helps us to extend ourselves and pay forward.
Yeah, absolutely. The charities are British Exploring Society, Form the Future, and Cambridge Cancer Research Hospital. And when people book their tickets, they can quite simply just click to donate to those areas as well. So it's been made as simple and streamlined as possible. So in closing, we need to shout out to the major sponsors of Cambridge Tech Week that are really helping it to ramp up to the next level. So one of them is Cambridge Management Consulting, who have been with the Steerco practically from the launch of Cambridge Tech Week. And there is one that is going to be announced this week, which is really a huge tick box for the recognition of Cambridge Tech Week. But I can't say who it is, and I assume you can't say who it is either.
My lips are sealed.
Okay. Watch on social media. Do use the hashtag CamTechWeek to keep up to date with everything that's happening. I think my final mention, can you take off your Steerco virtual hat and put on your sitting on the board of CW virtual hat? Because without CW, this wouldn't happen. They are basically the engine behind all of this, and the team are doing an absolutely outstanding job. Why do you think it's so important for CW to be involved in this so strategically?
Cambridge Wireless is a membership organisation, and we strive not only with Tech Week to do a fantastic event for our membership, but to really convene the ecosystem. And you said right at the top of the conversation, Faye, Tech Week isn't about just looking inward at Cambridge. We are a Tech Week. We are based in Cambridge, but we are very much outward looking, as CW is as an international membership organisation. So really being the power behind Cambridge Tech Week, bringing together those visionaries, those technologists, the strategists, and the people that are hands-on who are doing the day-to-day, whether you're a scale-up, whether you're a start-up, whether you're thinking about starting something, whether you're thinking about spinning out of the university or even spinning out of another research institute, we can help you. We can really, if you make the connections and the collaborations, help kickstart your entrepreneurial journey, your innovation journey, whatever that might be. So for CW, this is a way of bringing together the ecosystem, not just in Cambridge, but wider, obviously including our colleagues in Norwich and the rest of East Anglia, but also looking at Manchester, looking at Oxford or Kent, and internationally as well, with our international colleagues coming in and actually speaking on the programme. And we have such a high international delegation this year, really helping to put Tech Week based in Cambridge on the map. For us, it's a great thing to do. I'm super happy to be involved in it.
Yeah, it's just a natural fit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So brilliant. Thank you for that. So hopefully our listeners are very fired up and they're heading over to cambridgetechweek.co.uk to book their tickets. So last word goes to you, Paula. Give it your best sales pitch.
Create your own journey and menu throughout the week. There is so much going on from Monday through to Friday. Get to the website. Don't leave it too late. Book your tickets. Look at the fringe events too. Look at the round tables and workshops. See what suits you. Get your tickets. Don't leave it too late. Book in for Tech Week 2025.
Bravo. See you there.
Today's show was produced by Carl Homer of Cambridge TV and supported by our media partner, Business Weekly. The Cambridge Tech Podcast is available on all major podcast platforms and on cambridgetechpodcast.com. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please give it a 5-star review. It'll really help others discover the show.